You know what, guys? I wasn't gonna film today because I got so much work to do. They look like they in the groove.
Howdy, howdy.
I like that you was on cue because we had just said we wasn't filming.
Huh?
I just said I wasn't filming and you knew.
I got a list of stuff. I'm just looking it over. This customer.
Oh, he wrote it out.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I was just looking it over. He's finding oil in his intake, and he has some catalytic converter codes that's coming and going. So I'm just trying to get a feel of what he done to the car. He said he gave it a tune-up, right?
Yeah, he said that he placed the cats not so long ago, and then he said that he got rid of the other two codes. The only two codes left are these two right here.
The catalytic converters.
Yeah, the P430. Yeah, so he said those on two he got left.
And
They
then
said
they
they
coming and going too.
Where you get the cats from?
He didn't say.
I might need to start there.
And then he said, the oil in the intake.
He seems like a sweet guy.
Oh yeah, he came in. He was like, yeah, I got this and this thing. Like,
Yeah, I did some of everything. Replaced all rocker arms, lifters, Mopar PCB valve, ignition coils, Duralast, spark plugs, NGK. Wow.
What year?
Oh, 12.
2012.
Antonio was here. He was supposed to get that little W.
Oh, did he get it?
USPS lost it, but then they found it, so it's gonna be delivered. But he's here to see about getting the throttle body.
Yeah.
Greg Grandal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
gotta go
yeah,
say
yeah.
hey.
That's our friend.
Yeah.
So that's the same as the
Fuel induction.
yes.
I need to just see the mileage on this.
167. Light off, on off. Yes, he got everything.
I mean, you gotta love a thorough customer. Like, I appreciate it.
Let me take a look around. Get a feel for under the hood.
CJ, I gotta tell you what song stuck in my head this morning.
Don't stop.
No, not Uncle Luke. I have a funny story about that song. I'm gonna tell y'all one day. Not you guys that's viewing, but the crew.
That's funny. Good people. Got my dream meeting. Got my dream vehicle. My wife was like, just buy it.
Buy it, buy it.
So when I get it here, we're gonna.
Well, wait. If the Mini Cooper doesn't sell,
We're screwed.
Mr. Jenkins, you better come buy that Mini Cooper, sir. He said he watches us every morning or something.
That'll be horrible.
Mr. Jenkins,
I'm gonna have to go put on my
Speedo.
my Speedo and go on Stewart Avenue. Walk the block a few times. Do something strange for my dream vehicle. I almost about to say it, but
Listen, what I tell you.
we're gonna do the reveal.
The Lord loves Alex, the car doctor. It's gonna work out for you.
Yeah, for my sake. Cause that's why I didn't want to buy it. I was like, but it's a good deal and it's what I want. Of course you can't have everything you want. The last one that I was trying to get, he wouldn't budge on price. So I was like, I just passed it up. And it was clean in and out. This one, you'll see. You'll just see. Just clean in the inside, but a little rough around the edges. But that's the fun of it sometimes. Yeah. You get to follow the journey.
No pun intended. Working on the journey.
Get to follow the journey. No, it's not a journey, my dream vehicle.
Right.
So I'm very excited. Everything looks good. Like, nothing is out of place except this line right here goes under the intake, not on top of the intake, which is it's no biggie, but stuff like that I have a keen eye for. Yes, keen eye. I don't know.
What did you say?
Keen.
K-E?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably saying it all wrong. But let me pull the intake boot off and see what he's talking about. I hate messing around with Journey intake boots. They're so tight in there. It's kind of a pain. But he said it's oil in there, so I need to find an 8mm and start taking that loose.
I just got one question. I'm gonna start with you,
What's up?
Raphael.
The white guy.
Right.
White guy. Country
Raphael,
boy.
Yeah.
finish this song. Bad boys, bad boys.
What you gonna do? Hey, I think y'all racist.
If you would have bet me that he would know that, I would have been like, I'm betting against him. Dang, I would have lost money.
I'm not an uncultured swine.
Listen, y'all just tried Zaxby's for the first time. No, KFC. Which one was it?
You just had KFC?
No, I think that was one. And
Let me tell y'all something. My baby ain't been to Longhorn.
Yeah, I've never been.
That's crazy.
You never been to Longhorn?
No.
Yeah, bougie, that's why.
But you know how you wake up with a song in your heart? Dad, for some reason, all the way to work, bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What does Will Smith say on that movie? I mean, Martin. He don't never know the words.
Oh yeah. Like me, I don't know the word. I don't see any oil in his intake. I'm not sure what he's talking about there. Like no oil in there and no oil down there. No oil in here. Maybe he cleaned it and
You should
it
go
didn't.
talk to him.
Yeah, I am. I am.
You got a question for me?
Yep.
What's your question?
Oh, see,
Song question.
What?
What was Nelly a sucker for?
Manicured nails and toes.
So,
Okay, up there. Cornrows. Yeah, that. Listen, we just played, one thing about it. First of all, Raphael born and raised here. He's a American. More American than Mexican. But some stuff he don't know. I be like, how you don't know that? He grew up in Riverdale. What? So,
whitewash.
you got, oh, Lord.
No, I ain't gonna say that.
I'm not gonna mess with you too bad. I'm not gonna say what you didn't know.
Oh, God. No. That baby. That mom, his mama raised him right. Sweet and innocent.
I was like, Raphael, you know what this is? He was like, what? No. One did. His brother didn't either.
Stop it.
I was like, everybody knows.
Look,
what that
not
is.
me, Raphael. Not me. Tell your mama bring.
Sean gets a pass. Sean gets a pass.
Thank you. Tell your mama bring me them tamales for real.
You see, he said it.
He didn't know what it was. Don't be bad influencing him.
That's what all the high school folks are teased about in high school. I'm like, how did you not know about that?
That baby grew up right. Lord the Lord, serve the Lord. Don't play with him. Okay, come on. I'm sorry.
Raphael's still a virgin.
No, don't play with him. You know what? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get back focused.
Oh man. Okay, so this looked like it was routed correctly. Because I tried to push it down and it didn't go down. So I was wrong. Everything looks good. He even put back the
Did he do
little
the
rat
work
nest.
himself?
I'm not sure. The little rat nest is back.
I already got the.
Yep, got the upgraded oil cooler. Now this is a sound deadening material. I always tease and be like, it's a rat nest because rodents like this type of stuff. but it's supposed to mask injector noise, so you won't hear that loud ticky sound. But I'm gonna have to go talk with the customer now because the only thing I see is catalytic converter codes, and that could be due to quality. Everything else looks pretty decent. Okay.
I wonder if he did the work himself.
I'm gonna ask him. All right. Oh, let me look inside. Throttle body is clean. Jeez. Man, he took care of his car. This is what I like to go by. Unmolested stuff.
But you know what? By him doing all that work to this journey, it'll run forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because is it a Pentastar or a 2-point?
Pentastar. That's Pentastar.
Yeah. Now, I'm interested to follow this Pentastar and see how far it takes him. Because he done did everything that could give it problems.
Yeah, it should be bulletproof right about now. All right, let me have a conversation. All right, here we go. Let me go put some eye drops in my eyes.
Got what they feeling.
All right, got some more insight. What's going on? He said it's actually in the intake. He just... Oh, by the way, this customer did all his own work. My hat goes off to him because he said this is his first time in an engine and did an amazing job. Right? Confidence and persistence will take you a long way in life.
Well, he never did like engine stuff before?
Mm-mm.
Man, some smart people in the world.
Yeah, this really looks amazing. So he had the cats done by Muffler Shop. Spent like maybe $1,300 on it, but the cats keep coming on and off. He's stating that it's oil in the intake, not intake tubes. So I was looking in the wrong place. He said several times, several occasions, when he was taking his intake off, oil pours out of it. So yeah, that could definitely foul out some catalytic converters. So yes, it looks very oily in here.
You gonna take the camera?
You probably not gonna be there. Oh, maybe with this view. And I'm pretty sure it's probably deeper down. That's just the inlet for it. Let's take a look. He said he already, because the only way oil can get up in the intake is the PCV valve, which he stated he replaced already. That's the only way oil can enter the intake.
Your light. You was pointing a light at.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, yeah, man, that PCV valve is questionable. It may be defective, but we definitely need to solve that issue first before we start putting cats on. Some oil is normal in the intake. It'll get a little wet, just oil mist, but he said it's like coming out pretty good when you take it off, and that's normally not normal. I don't see that. And of course, probably could shine the light down in there. Not light, but camera. That's what I'm gonna do next because I don't want to take the intake off because I have to charge him. All right, let me go grab her.
Quick question. I saw him ask, I heard him, excuse me, in passing, I heard him asking to let him know if he needs to stop spending money on this. What is your take on that? Because he's already this deep in. Like, he might as well.
I think he made it to the promised land with this car. I think he's fine. He's here. I think his last little knick-knack problems is the catalytic converter issue. And, the oiling to figure this out. So, I'm going to get my inspection camera and shine down in there and see what I see.
Same with this car. You talked her out of selling it. She wanted to sell this for $1,000.
I didn't talk to her. She just, I guess she looked and saw how much used car prices is in the car market. And she was like, man, forget this.
Yeah. Pretty nice car. And she done did everything to
Yeah,
it.
it is beautiful. It just
Inside.
have high miles. And I told her a long time ago, I was like, no, keep your car. I was like, we can slowly build it back up and get it back to where it needs to be. And I think the last thing I told her was the fuel pump was not putting out the way it should, and she got discouraged. And I was like, man, screw this car. I was like, this is the last thing you got left. Why do that? All right.
Car payments ain't no joke
Nope.
out there.
Keep it to keep it. Send that right back.
That's right. Keep me, honey. I'm cheaper.
Going in, nurse. Going in where the sun don't shine. I hate this type of work. CJ!
No.
I need you. No, I'm just messing with you.
Say my name, not you say.
Well, I stick the camera down in it. Talk about the car, man. Y'all, like Raphael, man, you right. They got some dirty minds, man.
I don't know about that one.
Dirty minds. Yeah, exactly. Tell them again, Raphael. Yeah. Didn't go to church. Talking about the car. What you think I'm talking about? I don't see any pooling. Everything looks pretty normal because as the PCV system works, well, first of all, the PCV system is a positive crankcase ventilation for the crankcase. The crankcase is the bottom of the oil pan. It's the crankcase because you have the crank down there and the oil and stuff. So what happens, the reason PCV system is so important, what happens, you have pistons and you have compression rings. Well, that stuff is not 100% sealing. So when that cylinder builds pressure, some of that pressure is seeping past those rings, and right beneath the pistons is the crankcase. So it's pressure seeping into the crankcase, and if it didn't have a ventilation system, the crankcase pressure will increase and you'll blow out gaskets. So it's very important that each and every car has a crankcase vent. In the good old days, we just vent the stuff to atmosphere and call it a day. But the EPA regulation said, hey, don't do that no more. You're messing up the environment. So we have things like PCV system is connected to.
Shine your light. It's so dark.
Oh, yeah, it
it's
is
gloomy
so dark.
outside today. Thank you.
This is the that it's got vacuum and it's got a valve, and I guess if oil is trying to come up through here, no, not guess, but that's how it works. If oil is trying to go through, the valve will close. It just won't vapors, the crankcase pressure, and it'll get sucked into the intake and be burnt. That's how that works. If this valve fail, it will be pulling in a lot of oil, and it'll flood your intake, and you'll have problems dealing with catalytic converters and whatnot. Also, you have another crankcase vent right here. This is it's not under vacuum. It's just a crankcase vent, and it goes into the air box. So if you have excess amount of oil here, you may have an issue going on up in this area. Could be overfilled with oil. This could not be routed right. As you can see, it's kind of going upward. So if oil do come in here, gravity should be push it back down. Remember, this is not under vacuum, so it shouldn't be pulling in any oil, versus this one is under vacuum and it will pull in slight oil vapor. Well, pull in oil vapors, which is oily. And this is what I'm seeing now. I don't see any pooling, but that does not necessarily mean, it's a puddle in here somewhere, but I think it's probably old oil. Trying to get in this hole. It's like a cavity right here. So, messed up. I lost my way. Get back in there. Oh, there we go. What's this cavity? Go down up in here. Okay, that's the probably going up in this cavity here. All right, let me pull this line off. I hate pulling these lines off. They're a little finicky. Trash.
No, they been came and left.
Oh. It is very oily up in there. Now, I wonder, did he get this offline? It looks aftermarket. It says SMP. I need to look up that part. So he could have a defective part that's causing all this. You gotta be careful ordering parts online. You'll think you're ordering factory parts, and sometimes they'll put aftermarket, really cheap parts in factory boxes. I've seen that happen before. And you open, oh yes, says, what's Chrysler parts? Mopar? Have a Mopar box, but cheap Chinese made stuff. So, let me pull the crankcase vent off and look at it. See if I can see any markings on it and cross-reference some part numbers. Because I don't want to chase my tail too much here. Get in there. So basically the test procedure for testing the PCV valve, which it is the factory PCV valve, and it looked good. I visually inspected. So they basically say take the crankcase hose off, and get a piece of card and hold it up against very lightly and see if it sucks in. And it is indeed sucking in with a little pressure. So that passed that test. Now,
Is that vacuum?
yes, it's slightly under some type of vacuum because I think this is pulling vacuum. So it's vacuuming the crankcase down to relieve the pressure of it. This is connected on the other side, and this is like extra crankcase.
So it's supposed to be under vacuum.
Yes, slight vacuum. So that
I mean, because
is
earlier
normal.
you had said it was.
It's not. It's really not under vacuum. This part is under vacuum. This is just basically there.
Look, extra.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, excuse me, I don't know the full terminology, but it's just there. Not really under vacuum. It's getting vacuum from this, because if this is not connected, then this is not going to be pulling in vacuum.
I got you.
Yeah, so that's not really vacuum. But what I came to the conclusion was that this engine is pushing 170,000 miles. At that mileage, sometimes the piston rings start creating a little bit more blow by, and the factory. This is my conclusion. The factory PCV system cannot keep up, allowing extra oil to be blown into the intake system, causing issues with pellet converters. What I suggest, I don't do this because it's upgrades and alternations, is installing catch cans. Alterations.
Thank you. What?
It's altering the vehicle, and I just do factory stuff here. It's install an oil catch can. It's basically a little can that pretty much runs in line with this. Still running back into the intake, but instead the oil going into the intake, it'll drop into the can, and then you'll get pure crankcase stuff and not oil. That's somewhat the theory. And I've heard great things with people doing that to this vehicle with no problems. That's why I suggested.
But the proper way to be what? Re-ring it?
Yeah, engine rebuild, new rings, hone the cylinders, but who wants to go through all that? Yeah, because re-ringing it'd be fresh, you'll have less blow by, it'd be back up to factory specs. As engines wear, stuff, let's just face it, gets out of factory specs. That's my diagnostic. That's why over time, you will have an engine, let's say fresh out the factory, the compression test will run 200. But as the years go on and the mileage start accumulating, some owners will notice, hey, my engine don't have the get up and go like it used to. It's because it's down on a couple of ponies. You do a compression check on that engine, now it's down to 180. Blow by. Blow by and just lost some general seals. That's what's going on. This door sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry, Curtis.
Go watch that. I can't write it up. Yeah, I got it. All right. You the man. You the man. Looks like a museum. You know the museum pieces?
So these are his old parts.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Gotta love how thorough. What did he do for a living?
I don't know. I need to hang around him and get some stuff rubbed off. This dude is amazing. I've never seen a thorough customer like him. Wow.
Wow.
I
Everything dealership.
Make you want to hang this stuff up on the wall.
I know, right? Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And everything came from the dealership.
Yeah.
I love
except the coils and stuff. I'm amazed.
Very impressed.
Yes, and I think my lifter video helped him out. He mentioned that.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah. Lifter tutorial.
Yep. Pretty cool customer. All right, new patient.
Another Dodge.
Of course. This patient is a 2014 Dodge Charger with the famous Pentastar. And
205,000.
yeah, we got some codes here. Got left front wheel speed sensor, system voltage, circuit below threshold. I gotta check the battery. It's just a stored code, so I'm assuming the battery went low at one point, and I'm gonna have to look up some live data on that to see if the front wheel speed sensor is actually moving. And I'm concerned about this particular code right here, the oil pressure control circuit stuck off. So I have to look into those problems. Probably going to test drive because the customer is complaining about a jerking sensation when he's driving it. These vehicles have a 2-stage oil pump, and everything works off of oil pressure. So yeah, hopefully it's just the oil pressure switch. The worst case scenario, oil pump.
Or may I submit to you that the lifters could have been previously ticking. They never got it fixed. Tick went away, and bam.
Or they waited too long and finally got it fixed, and a lot of oil or metal went through the engine and messed up the oil pump.
Every Pentastar that come in here with this many miles and with oil issues in the past, it has been there.
Yeah, we don't do ticks over in the high 200,000 mile range just because we always ask the customer, how long it's been ticking? Oh, it's been ticking 5-4 years. Nope, I can't help you. You need an engine.
Or they'll say, well, it
rebuild.
went away.
Yeah.
Remember we had one like that?
Yep.
It went away. Come to find out, it had been ticking forever. Sound good now, though. Could not be the case. I mean, sound good now, ain't it, Kurt?
That's right.
Have we maintained this vehicle?
No, this is the first time here.
Okay. New patient. I just asked because it had a little orange top in there.
Customer on the phone says that you did a Wrangler a while ago with 40,000 miles on it with low compression on one cylinder. How'd you fix it?
Dealership warranty.
To the dealership, you needed a cylinder.
Yep.
I kind of figured that. I just didn't want to prematurely answer the question. I kind of figured, I'm like, low compression, that's obvious.
They have cylinder head issues.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say I work on a lot of Wranglers. You must be talking about an old video.
Yeah.
Because that was an old video.
Yeah. I'll tell them.
They went to the dealership, them people, and got it swapped out for free.
Yep, no charge.
Yeah.
All right. Defective cylinder head. I did some research on that subject, and it's weird because it will pass all your tests, but it'll still be skipping. Sometimes it'll read good compression. And I follow another YouTuber that he's the Dodge GOAT, JT, Online Mechanic Tips, and he gives a lot of good Dodge advice. And he was like, yeah, when you see this, you just have to replace the head because it'll pass all your tests. And I just have to throw a head at it, and that fixes the problem. I think it was certain gear ranges with head issues. They pretty much got it squared away now. I forget the year with head issues. It's always a particular head, driver side, and if it's a front wheel drive, it'll be the front head or something. It's very spotty, but yeah. All right, let me drive this.
I guess I summoned the police with my Bad Boy song. Now I'm just playing. I called them because guess what I did? In preparation to sell this Kia, I lost the title. So now it has to be bonded. And in order to be bonded, it has to have a special Georgia form, and where a cop has to come out, verify the VIN, and to make sure it's not stolen. So that's what we're doing. And guess what? It's the same cop that pulled us over last video. But he's so cool. So all is well.
We're just talking about how those cars are very easy to steal. Just, man.
Okay, go ahead.
Right. But I think that one is push button, so it's a little bit harder. The ones with the keys, of course, them the ones that is target.
He told me that they had the officers take a class on how to steal them, so they know.
Wow.
I need to be in that class.
Cool. Yeah, he's giving me all the insight and stuff.
Super cool guy.
Oh, yes. Turn this off so you can hear me. Trying to wait for this to turn off so I don't have to yell.
You want to get mic'd up?
No.
And that's a daily question and answer, folks. I'm like, you want to get mic'd up?
I don't know. It is what it is.
They might can hear you. Go ahead.
All right, so finished up the Diag with this one, and in a nutshell, I'm gonna recommend an engine. But y'all gonna say the engine runs so good. What's the problem? The problem being that the that engine has 200,000 miles on it. And from my experience, trying to help people out, go ahead and fix a problem and get married to it. Not anymore, good people. Not anymore. I'm doing it the right way, or not at all. What's going on is
It's off now.
okay. This car has a 2-stage oil pump, like I mentioned before. After it hits like 3,500 RPMs per specification, the pressure would jump from like 40 to 60 to 80. It gets a big jump. It steps up. And when the RPMs are down, it will go back. The cylinder will click and the pressure drop in between 30-ish, whatever. I have to look at the specifications again. When the first crank it up, the pressure seemed to be doing what it's supposed to do. But I noticed as I'm sitting there holding the gas at 3,500 RPMs, the pressure is dropping. Okay, we need to
Deal with the cop.
yeah.
Here we come. Tess,
Before I have to whoop her butt.
get out of here. Get.
You know, you only got 30 minutes.
Look, that's a hellified kick. Do that again. Jeez.
30 minutes. That's all you got, okay? 30 minutes. I'm
You know-
coming back to check.
Get out of here. I can't deal with two ADHD people
I don't-
today.
ADHD and ADD. That's the difference.
Get out of
Okay.
here.
Oh, I need the tag. Where's that?
Get it off the back of the Mini. That's
No,
out.
get it off back of the Optima. That's a green. That's a black Optima.
Okay.
All
You
right.
were saying something about.
Sheesh. 2-stage pump. Blase, 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 blase. Okay, we all caught up. Yeah. I'm not setting myself up for the okie doke. I drove it, and at higher RPMs, the pressure's supposed to be at a certain amount, and it wasn't. It was staying low. At first, it was. It's not. It's got a sticky solenoid, and that solenoid is located on the oil pump. And when it goes bad, it will put the car into limp mode. Now, I was coming back to actually hook up my gauge to it because sometimes, well, not sometimes, it's not a smart practice to just solely go off of the digital gauge or the digital oil pressure switch that's located in the back. You want to hook up a hard gauge to it. And I was coming back to do so. Then I heard, like, when it was in limp mode, it was getting up in RPM, and I heard the bottom end kind of rattle a little bit. And I'm hearing dry starts. And the car hadn't even been off a long time. Let me see if it'll do it. It'll rattle a little bit until oil pressure kick up.
All right, go.
Yeah, that to me indicates that this engine is worn out internally. The space has increased, and that could be a problem there. So it's potentially I can put a oil pump in here, and and buy me new oil pump, and that light could potentially come back on because of the internal engine parts worn out. It needs an engine rebuild, but let me see if it will do the noise.
Well, like I said, remember that Dodge Challenger that came in here just like this, needing the oil pump.
Mm-hmm.
We did the oil pump, and something else happened, and then we recommended the engine. So
Yeah, I'm not.
learned from that.
Yeah, I'm not setting myself. Nah, success could happen. But put an oil pump on there and all would be well. But I'm saying all this because I know most of you say, oh, you should still put an oil, put your oil pressure gauge on it and check it that way. I can skip that step by hearing the engine noise that it was making when I did drive it. So I'm just.
We living and learning,
Yes.
okay, and standing on business.
Yeah, I'm not. And it's been times where the reason I don't do lifter jobs no more at 200,000 miles on the Pentastars because I've done them, and after the fact, that code will come on. I'm like, ugh.
Right.
Too much metal done went through the engine. This engine is worn out at 200,000 miles. I don't know the history. But yeah, recommending the engine. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I know I did. If you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, Alex Car Doctor out. See you on the next one.